Hello my dudes. Today we're gonna chat about what my college plans are as of now and other things that are on my mind. It's gonna be just a chitty chatty video. I hope you enjoy listening to me ramble about myself as always. First thing, kind of annoyed that I have to wear this beanie right now because my hair is a mess, but that's fine. And also my eyebrows are kind of questionable right now because my sister did a microblade touch up on them and my problem areas were right in the middle. This part has just like faded skinny, you know? So I'm like, first thing, let's talk about my eyebrows. Close up. Microblade healing is kind of tricky, so like they're looking patchy but they might not end up as patchy, but I also haven't been taking care of them as I should during the healing process. So anyway, this part was the part that I was concerned about, and that's the part that's faded the most. So, good times. Let's just cover that with a beanie as well. Now that we have that covered. Before I get too deep, I must mention probably the most important thing. I have merch. If you're not following me on Instagram, you don't know that yet. Actually, you may know that if you're following me on Twitter or Snapchat also. So follow me on all those things. Don't miss out. But the merch is real, baby. We've got junk food vegan. We've got earth tones only, available in a few colors. And we've got hello my dudes. So go to my shop. It's represent.com/store/Tiffanyferg. I love when people like read out an entire URL. It's like we can click things. Buy a shirt. It'd be a great holiday gift idea. I'm trying to think of Christmas presents for all of my loved ones and I'm getting stressed already. So make it easy on yourself. Do what my grandma did and buy like 3 shirts and just give those to people. Thank you, Grandma. I love you. There will be more merch coming. There will be more designs. I collaborated with a lovely gal named Sophia who is on Instagram as Reno Graphics, and she was just so freaking awesome. So thank you. Okay, let's talk about college. Okay, so it's almost December. When was the last time I updated you on my college sitch? Don't know. For those of you who don't know, we're gonna recap. This is such a long story and whatever. Don't judge me, I'm just human. My relationship, my attitude toward college has been very hot and cold. For all of my life I was very academically talented, definitely very book smart. Tests were easy for me, never had to study. Straight A student. Bragging. But suddenly my senior year of high school, I got totally turned off and I was like, I don't want to just like go to college because that's what everybody does. So I didn't apply to any colleges. That year I graduated as a valedictorian, which meant at my school that I had over a 4.0 GPA and I wasn't going to college. I took a gap year, decided I wanted to go to college the next year, applied to a few, ended up going to school in New Orleans, ended up not loving New Orleans, but I did finish 2 years of my 4-year degree. 1 semester of that was in France last semester. Have I studied abroad? Have I mentioned that I studied abroad in France? Have I mentioned that I studied abroad in France? Just have to point that out as often as I can. Should probably make that into a t-shirt too. Have I mentioned that I studied abroad? Nobody asked. Am I incredibly cultured because of this experience? Of course. Oui. Absolument. Anyway, I started my college education and now I'm halfway done with it with some credits that may or may not transfer, and for most schools you've got to be at junior level to transfer, so that's where I'm at right now. I applied to a bunch of colleges back in California and then I was rejected from all of them. Remember that debacle? That was very fun. I'm not used to rejection, so that was like a really interesting time. And now I'm just scarred because now this will be the 3rd time that I have to do college applications, which, as any of you know, is a nightmare and makes you feel very self-conscious about yourself. And it's expensive and time-consuming. But I am going to reapply, even though I'm not 100% sure if I want to go back. But it depends on, obviously, my acceptances. Hopefully I get some this year. How funny would it be, and also horrendous, if somehow I got rejected from all the schools again? I don't think that could happen, knock on wood. But if it did, another good YouTube video opportunity, right? Yeah, so I'm taking essentially another gap year right now because most of the schools that I'm applying to only accept transfer students in the fall, so I've got to wait until fall 2018, which is also when my little brother is going to be starting college as well. And I'm like, is he gonna beat me to get a degree? He may get one before I do at this rate. Next fall I'm also going to be nearly 23 years old, so I'm gonna be with all these young people, fresh-faced, doughy-eyed, and I'm just pessimistic about everything now. Just kidding, I'm pretty optimistic. I don't know. Anyway, I know a lot of you have given some advice or shared some ideas. Some of you say, yes, you've got to go back to college, you might as well finish, which I agree with to some extent. You know, I do want to get a degree, half because I've already got student loans, so I might as well just get some more loans and then at least have a degree after all that debt. And I think it is a cool accomplishment, and obviously it will help get me in the door, maybe, for some jobs, which is great, because that's stressing me out a little bit too. But the thought of adding more student debt to my accounts is terrifying. I know you guys can relate. I've actually gotten a lot of messages from you. A couple of people recently have had like almost the exact same experience as me, so shout out to you guys. We're all in this together, and it's so fucked up. It's so funny because I think back to like maybe being a junior in high school and just thinking, oh, I've just got to apply and then I'll go to a 4-year school and I'll be done. And I was like, what? I would have been graduating this year. But look where I am instead. It just doesn't go the way that everybody expects it to. I don't know. That's the thing about college that I wish I was told back then, is like, first of all, how difficult it is to transfer. They never warned us. I feel like all we were taught, at least at my schools, public schools in California, were like, either you go straight to a 4-year or you go to a community college, and they're gonna make it very easy for you to get to transfer to another California school. But nobody really warned me about all these issues. Or maybe it's partially my fault for not reading into them enough myself. Either way, I'm really tired of it. So the prospect of like starting another 2 years of school next fall seems like very daunting, to say the least, and I don't know. Oh, also, I'm considering changing my major. So that's major. Fuck, dude, this is gonna be a long video. Strap in, put your seatbelts on. I've been thinking about being a film major, and I never felt the same kind of passion for cinema as some of my peers. I'm definitely not a film geek. I do love a lot of video, TV, and movies, but I don't necessarily think that's exactly the best place for me and the best thing for me to study. Right now, I'm considering looking into more general kind of media degrees that could possibly integrate other things that I'm interested in, such as maybe broadcast journalism, some kind of political focus, maybe a little bit of documentary, social media, online media, marketing, like all of this, especially because of how many hours I've been spending on LinkedIn or looking at jobs. I'm trying to imagine like what my skill set is, or what I want my skill set to be, and also like what jobs I could be interested in, or basically what degree could give me as many possible roads. And I already knew going into it that film is a very tough business, and I don't dream of being like a top director, I don't think. I still am interested in some aspects of media creation, of course. But yeah, I'm not convinced anymore that being a film major is what I want to do. So yeah, I've been looking at a lot of schools, media studies, communications, different kinds of programs to see what they offer, because they do differ a lot depending on the schools that I'm looking at. But long story short, my school selection plans are just changing a lot. The schools I applied to and got rejected from were all Cal States and UCs, so public universities in California, because I'm still considered an in-state student in California, even though I'm living in New York currently. And also I wouldn't get in-state New York tuition, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, if I change my major though, such as to media or communications, at one of those California schools, they have required courses that you have to take before you could transfer into it. And I had all the prereqs for film, but I don't have the prereqs for these other courses, so I'm like, oops. So instead, I'm looking to maybe just transfer and apply to only private schools, because the ones that I've looked at don't appear to have required courses that you have to take before attending or transferring. So I am looking at mainly LA or New York. So in the LA area, I'm looking at Loyola Marymount, another Jesuit school, transferring Loyola to Loyola maybe. I'm looking at Chapman, which is in Orange County, which originally was my top choice in high school. I wanted to go to Chapman and study film there, so maybe I'll do that. In New York, I'm looking at NYU, maybe the New School, and a couple of other places. And you might say, If you're concerned about student debt, why in the hell would you apply to private schools? Great question. Basically, due to my FAFSA, my EFC, all of that, my financial aid, private schools can sometimes be more generous than even public schools with tuition for financially needy students. Like at Loyola New Orleans, all of my grants and scholarships and financial aid covered my tuition, so all my student loans were essentially just paying for my housing and my meal plan. I'm thinking that would still be the case at these other schools that I'm applying to, so that's good. I don't know, but all of this is subject to change. Most of these schools have application deadlines in February, and then I wouldn't find out until late April again or May which schools I'm admitted to, and it's just such a headache and such a nightmare that I'm really terrified to go through again. Man, oh man, am I scared of rejection. I am. I'm scared. And I'm scared of more student loans. Alright, I think that is a long enough video for now, but it did feel nice to kind of let some of this out. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. You might think I'm an idiot. I've gotten a few comments before that are like, you're so financially irresponsible and you're moving all over the place, you studied abroad, you're going to schools you can't afford, now you move to New York, you're an idiot. And I'm like, too bad, it's my life. But also, like, you don't know my life. You don't know my financial sitch. You don't know how I crunch the numbs and make things work. But yeah, do I have student loans? Yeah, most people do, okay? So get over it. Stop fucking trying to make me feel bad, because things are very expensive and getting an education is hard. But I'm trying to get these life experiences, you know? So yeah, I'm moving across the country. Yeah, I spent a semester in France. Yeah, did I mention I studied abroad? I don't know. Just living it up while I can. Last thing, please comment below if you would be interested in me making a podcast. I know everybody on YouTube and online in the world has their own podcast, so naturally I'm considering it. But if you guys do enjoy these kind of rambly videos, it seems like you guys enjoy listening to me talk about what's going on in my life or whatever issues I've got going on in my head. That sounds troubling. But if you are interested, just let me know. And if you've watched this whole video, please comment. Sick beanie, dude. Thank you. I miss you guys. I'm gonna be posting a lot more soon, and I actually have a new song and music video coming out very soon, and I think it should be very good, so stay tuned. Happy Thanksgiving, I guess, but don't celebrate the genocide of the Native Americans. We need to remember the history of this country and what colonizing has done, what Manifest Destiny has done, and all of the history and cultures that we have destroyed. We as in white people. But do enjoy spending time with your family and your loved ones. Eat some good food, particularly vegan food, and celebrate Indigenous people, always. Okay, that's it. I love you. Buy my merch. Please buy my merch. Please buy my merch. Or ask somebody else to buy you merch as a present. Okay, thanks. Bye.